Who else? Tell me something that happened. Don't all jump at once.
So, so I had a pretty interesting 2 weeks. I missed last week,
Mhm.
but I definitely took your advice from the first week, which was don't try to do everything in one day, and just have kind of one day dedicated to kind of one thing, and then focus on that. And it's really helped me. Um, it's really helped me a lot. And as far as like the business overall goes, like tomorrow, I'm doing it's like my organizational day, like top to bottom, every single piece of paper and loose files that I have all over my desk. That's just a huge mess. It's getting filed, organized. Everything is getting taken care of tomorrow as far as administratively. So that's like my day to do that. And then as far as like revenue generating business, I got a new buyer that I'm working with. He's an investor from New York, him and his mom, and they're trying to acquire some investment property. So I've been working with him, working with a guy who wants to rent out his home. Scheduled a photographer to go take pictures of his home, and I'm in the process of putting that home on the MLS, and then I'm in the process of getting this other property into the MLS as well. It's a piece of land, unapproved land, that's generating some interest. So,
Okay. Okay. So if I hear you correctly, you have two listings and some investment buyers you're working with.
Yeah, one
Nice.
buyer and two listings.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you lead with having some good organization because when you start juggling 2, 3 deals, even though that's on the lower end, it can get
Right.
crazy real fast.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Good to hear that. Who else? Kelly, how you doing? No, everybody's just listening on. Okay.
I'm about to switch brokers. So I got to have that conversation with my broker pretty soon.
Ooh.
Johnny, where you going, buddy?
Well, actually, I'm about to team up with this other agent. He's a builder, but he's in a real expensive part of town, and his average sales price is like $1 million. So he's like, "Hey, come on, I'm gonna, we have like a team structure set up. It's like 50-50, and it's kind of complicated, but we're gonna try to recruit other agents down the line and stuff. So, but I gotta have that difficult conversation with my current broker. I'm kind of waiting to do that.
Yeah, I mean those conversations are hard all the time. When are you thinking about making that move?
Well, I have 3 under contract right now, so I kind of probably gotta wait till those sell, and then after, probably before then I will let her know. But she helps me out so much, my current broker. So I'm just like, I don't want to do this, but
Right.
what you gotta do.
Right. So you going to this builder, is it a real estate team where you can do anything, or are you working as a salesperson for the builder?
Well, it's a boutique brokerage that I'm going with, so I'm getting a lot higher split too, which is nice. It's like a real local brokerage here in Arlington, in Virginia. Like I grew up here, so I've been seeing their signs since I was little. Like if you're around here, their brokerage. So it's a pretty cool opportunity. But yeah, I mean we're kind of like 50-50. We're gonna do like a pot. So anything he refers me, I think we're gonna split it a certain way, and then vice versa if I refer him anything, and then anybody else that comes on, will be contributed to the pot, and we split that pot 50-50. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. Hey. So what I was gonna ask, so I had an interesting situation where I lost the listing. And so I kind of wanted to know if maybe there were any like videos or anything like that, or just kind of wondering like what do you do to come back from that? Like how it's my first time losing any deal. I've always managed to scrape them together somehow through agents yelling at me, through everything else. I've kept them together, so it's my first time. And so I kind of took it a little hard. I was a little surprised that I took it as hard as I did. I was pretty bummed. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to know your feedback on that, and just kind of, what do you do when you lose a deal? Like, how do you maintain that relationship, or carry on with that?
Well, so first off, the real short answer is you just got to keep it moving. Now, when you say lose the deal, was it lose a contract? Was it lose an offer?
So
what do
it was
you
a
mean lose the deal?
listing. She was expired, and she'd been expired for 4 months. She went with another broker, and he offered the buyer's agent like a really, really, really substandard commission. So hence nobody walked through the house for 4 months. So then she relisted with me. I told her that the average was looking at something along the lines of like 80-ish days was what I saw in her neighborhood. So I kind of prepped her, told her all of that. But somewhere around like day 28, 29, she just decided that she didn't want to sell anymore, and she was done, and she was frustrated. I think because like there were some people that were interested but not willing to make the move. But anyway, but yeah, so that was kind of a bummer, because of course you've put out money, you've done all this other stuff, and then boom, goodbye, $10,000 commission.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so unfortunate that things like that do happen. But the biggest thing that I would recommend is, for one, you try to maintain your relationship with them, and a few things that you can kind of do to just kind of make sure this doesn't happen again. And we can't even confidently say make sure, because we're gonna fire people. People are gonna not necessarily want to work with us. But I found that most times when they get to that point where they're so frustrated, it's because of a lack of communication. Now, I don't know if that was the case with you, but how often did you communicate with this client?
So, some time ago, before I joined your proper coaching, you sent out this thing saying like, this is what I usually send. So I totally
Mhm.
stole yours and I made it my own, and I was
Okay.
sending it weekly. And then I'd follow up
Okay.
with a call after I'd sent
Okay.
it, and just kind of walk her through like what I was seeing, stats, information. So I almost wondered if I over communicated. I don't know, because every week I was saying no offers. But yeah, I did that every week.
Okay. Okay. And she said that she was overselling, or like she was just done with the whole process. Do you think that that was truly the case, or was she just done with you and wanted to try somebody else?
Well, so if she wanted to try somebody else, I would have figured that she would have chosen somebody by now. It
Hmm.
didn't sound like that. I actually asked her 3 times, and I asked in like an open way, not like an aggressive or anything like that kind of way.
Hmm.
But just like, hey, if there's anything, do you think there was anything I could have done better? That kind of thing. I want the feedback so that I can improve in case, there's something that you feel that I've missed. And her response to me was, oh no, Kelly, you did everything that you should have done. I'm happy with everything you did. It's just the people. I'm frustrated at the fact that they're walking through the house. I'm giving up my house, and because of course the house has been staged, right? So she's not like living the way that she wants to be living,
Hmm.
and she's like, I'm frustrated with the process of it. So I asked three
Okay.
times. I hope she was telling
Okay.
me the truth. I'd like to know if it
No.
was me, right?
And honestly, that's a good thing, because it shows that you lost the deal, but you didn't lose the client. And at the end of the day, they're probably gonna sell. And what you want to happen is you still want to be that agent to get that home sold. That's happened to me. It's happened to a lot of great agents. Sellers do get frustrated through this, but if you're able to maintain that relationship, you're still gonna be the one to sell that home. I've had people freaking, let's take it off the market. I've had somebody take their home off the market for like over a year, but when it was time to put it back on there, I was the one to get it sold. And that's when it came down to, yeah, I lost the deal at that time, but I didn't lose the client. And so at the end of the day, you want to try to maintain that relationship as much as best as you can. I would continue to, keep an ear out for somebody who may be interested in that home. If you have any investors or builders maybe looking to buy in the neighborhood, or just keep an ear out. You always want to bring her value, but also stay in touch. You know, stay in touch, provide CMAs, provide marketing plans, provide strategies, like let them have some time to cool down and, just let their life kind of get back to normal, but maintain that relationship with them. Okay.
So
You didn't lose them.
fair. So what's too much communication? So this just recently happened. And so this particular house is in an over 55 community, which in Florida, it's a lot of snowbirds from like October-ish all the way through like March. And then everybody flies back to Michigan or wherever other cold locations that they're from. So I'm guessing that the next time that she'll probably want to put it on the market will be someplace at the end of the year. That's my guess. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But what's too much communication in terms of me reaching out and following up? Because I did ask her. I said at the end of it, are you okay if I keep in touch? Are you okay if I keep my eye on it for any buyers? If any price increases, that kind of thing. And she said, yeah, she was okay with that.
Mhm.
Too much. Like how much of a cooler or break do you give?
Yeah. I mean, I think once a month is totally fine. If you don't have, somebody's making me echo. If you don't have anything of substance to like reach out to her for, then once a month is more than enough. Now, if you have something or a buyer or her prices have shot up, or you definitely want to reach out more. But once a month, you should be good.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. And keep your head up. It's just.
I'm good now. I was kind of bummed last week though.
Good. Yeah, I mean, it's all about keeping the actual clients. Deals fall through all the time. So just keep that relationship with your actual clients.
Understood. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Somebody's making me echo. I'm gonna have to mute everybody right quick, just to see what's going on. All right. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Cool. Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. Perfect. All right. So it sounds like everybody has some good stuff going on. Darlene, it's good to see you.
Hey, I'm doing good, and I have an update. I'm gonna read it off for it because so one day I just sat down and I text. I use Messenger and my phone because everybody I know is so busy. So I started texting them about the credit because I noticed that. So I asked them the question: is the reason you don't? What are your reasons for not wanting to own a home versus renting a home? And all of them said their credit wasn't where it needed to be. Okay, so let's work on that. And so I offered them a solution for that. But then with that, I got one person that'll be out of their lease in September who wants to get a home. So in July, she said she'll be ready. I have one lady, she is just bound and determined to start in June looking for a foreclosure. She thinks it's 08. It's not. And she's in that price range where if you're not ready, you're going to miss it.
Okay.
Here in Dallas, Fort Worth, everybody wants $150,000 to $200,000 home here. So I'm trying to get her to understand, if you don't have your funding ready, if you're just not ready to move, the day it comes on the market, you have to be ready to put a bid in, or you're just gonna be out of the whole thing. And so then a friend of mine, roof fell in, and so she's over her house. But come to find out, she needs to do a short sale. I told her it was no problem because in 08, that's all I did was short sale. So we're going to start working on that this week. And so my fourth one is an out-of-town buyer. I sold the house next door. This is a senior citizen community. All the children have left. And I sold the neighbor's house next to her. So they were friends growing up. So she gave her my name. I have been working with this woman over 3 years.
Wow.
And so she's on, it's emotional stuff connected to this house because it's the house she grew up in and so forth. And her parents, they've always lived there. So now she's to the point the emotions have left. And now she's ready to take care of what she needs to take care of. She'll be here in June. I talked to somebody that at my church, and they're getting the house ready, and it's gonna be a rental. So I'm gonna have a rental listing in the next couple of weeks. And then the last one, he's a friend of my husband's, and his mother just turned 92. So him and his sister are having a conversation. The birthday party he said the birthday party was going to be this weekend. And this week, they're going to have the conversation what to do with their mom's home. And he will get back with me. But I'm going to message him today to find out if they're still going to have the conversation and so forth.
All right.
That's where I'm at right now.
Look at you. I love it. I love it. Making it happen.
I'm trying.
No, that's extremely good. I'm so proud of y'all. You got a lot going on. So it looks like everybody's summers and springs are going to shape up nicely if y'all keep, doing what you're doing. And that's kind of what I want to talk to y'all about today briefly. How many of y'all have gotten referral deals? You can just raise your hand. Anybody? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, referral business. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm just gonna. Okay, quick. Okay. Referral business is a huge part of my business, and really any successful real estate agent that you'll come in contact with. But where my thing sort of changed was, I want to say it was after I had probably sold around like 65 homes or so. I was doing all the same stuff. So I was doing the cold calling, I was doing the open houses, I was doing mailing letters and all this kind of stuff. But I was noticing that, I was getting deals and I was closing them, but it was like I was on a hamster wheel, because if I wasn't calling, if I wasn't doing these open houses, if I wasn't doing all this same stuff, I wasn't getting any business in. And it was just like I was getting them in and getting them out and getting them in and getting them out. And I was closing on stuff left and right, but I didn't have that referral business coming in, and so you get busy in your business, and then when you get busy and you have to kind of stop doing that stuff, then that's when you're starting to notice these peaks and valleys in your business. Have y'all ever heard of that? Business goes up and then it goes down and it goes up. Well, it doesn't really have to be like that. That's just what a lot of people are used to experiencing, because when it goes up, they stop their prospecting and they stop their normal stuff, and then it goes down. It's not necessarily because of the market. The market has its seasons. We're already used to that. And if you're not used to that, you're going to get used to that and you're going to know how to adjust. But there's something in your business that you can do to just kind of have that steady stream of business. And that's with creating a huge referral business. Now, this lesson isn't going to be, of all that referral stuff that I do, but it's going to be more so on creating those referral opportunities. And referral opportunities exist every single day, but a lot of agents and a lot of people just don't take advantage of them. Something that I've done personally and that I do on my team, we literally look for these opportunities. We look for these opportunities in every single conversation, and everybody gets trained to ask a certain question when we hear certain things. So I'm going to literally train y'all like I train them, and trust me, this stuff works, and it has upped our referrals so much. And I don't mean just, somebody calling and saying, hey, my sister's looking. I mean, just passing us any name and number at any point in time, you know. So the first thing that we do, and it starts early on. It starts early on in the transaction, and that's setting the expectation. Setting the expectation, not of just what they're going to experience in this transaction, but setting the expectation of, we're going to ask you for referrals the whole time that you're working with us. And we're not saying, you know, hey, I'm going to ask you referrals at every single corner, but it's setting that expectation to be on the lookout the whole time that you're working with us for somebody who you can potentially pass to us. It's setting that expectation of, hey, we're going to ask you for referrals the whole time, and so hopefully you're going to have one for us. What does that look like? Well, it's basically telling them, hey, as you know, my business really succeeds and really thrives on referrals. So I'm going to really be looking forward to getting anybody who you know who may want to buy, sell, or rent from you during the course of our transaction. Simple, just like that, okay? You can even change it up. You can say, I'm going to be relying on you. I'm going to count on you, but I'm really going to be looking forward to receive any referrals you can give me during the course of this transaction. We're saying this at the very beginning to set that stage of, we're going to ask you for referrals this whole time. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now, I can give y'all the little script that I learned how to do this with. I mean, I like to put my own flavor on things, but you know, maybe it may be received a little differently. So, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer or seller, what sets us apart from the competition is that we spend a majority of our time servicing great clients rather than hunting for new ones, selling many of our homes from those referrals. So if we agree to meet or if not exceed your expectations, can we at least count on one great referral? So that's that version of it, but I gave y'all my twist and how we say it. It tends to go over a little bit more and humanizes it, but it's saying the same thing. Hey, we're going to be relying on you for at least one referral. We're going to provide you great service. Our business thrives on referrals. Does that make sense? Does anybody think that they're going to get any pushback on just saying that?
No.
No. All right, next. So next comes creating those referral moments. Now, this is what happens quite often during the transaction, but we don't think of these as referral moments. I count any moment where the client feels good. This is the simple version. Any moment where the client feels good is a referral moment. When they're happy about something, that's a referral moment, okay? It's your time to swoop in there and ask for that referral. You know, a lot of people wait until the end of the transaction to ask for the referral, you know, after closing. And to be honest with you, you could have did a great job, but their mind is not on that. They're actually over you. You know, we're the ones who try to keep it going and all this kind of stuff, and we want to get them to write on Zillow and write on Realtor.com and all this kind of stuff. Half of them do, half of them don't. And so you really have to maximize these referral opportunities through the transaction during these referral moments. All right. When you hear a positive comment, when they've said something happy has happened to them, anytime when they're in that happy state of mind, that is your referral moment. All right. Everything during this time is a trigger moment. And the trigger is you. You have to look for these triggers. You have to really know what they sound like, what they look like. They're going to be different for everybody. But while your clients are in this happy state of mind, that's going to be the best time for them to actually feel good about giving you a referral. You know, yeah, Chasten, you did a great job with that. I actually do know somebody who could possibly want to do this. And when they think of you, they're going to think this happy moment. I mean, this is getting into all that psychological stuff and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, y'all, it works. So let me give y'all just some words, phrases, things you can kind of look for. You can write these down You can memorize them, whatever you want to do. But these are some key ones that we're going to hear all the time. The first one, thank you. Okay? Thank you. Whenever they're thanking you for something, they're appreciating what you've done. You know, they like what you did. So you want to always look for thank you. That's a trigger right there. I appreciate everything. Everything went so smoothly. How about this? The pictures look great. That's a moment right there. I appreciate you again. The flyers look great. I'm so happy we got an offer. And I mean, well, I just added we got an offer on there, but I'm so happy we're finally under contract. I'm so happy this house is finally staged. I'm so happy, you know, whatever it is. People use that a lot. You rock. I can't believe you guys did that. I wasn't expecting that. You know, those are triggers as well. Wow is a trigger. If you sent them something, thank you for the gift. That's a trigger. Now, triggers don't necessarily have to be things that you've done. Triggers can also be things that have happened in their life that they're sharing with you. So things like, oh, we're expecting, oh, we just got engaged, graduation, a new baby, yeah, so just like all those things, birthdays, all that kind of stuff, those are all triggers. Those are all things that keep people in happy moments. So can y'all kind of understand like the whole, you know, triggers and what they possibly look like and, you know, all that kind of stuff? Awesome. So now we get into how do we ask for a referral with these triggers? You know, how do we transform what they're saying into the whole question of, can you send me a referral? And the way to do that is basically referencing to whatever they are, or whatever the actual trigger was. So let's just say the trigger was, oh, the pictures look phenomenal and the pictures look great. Yes, you know, we do this every time. Would you happen to know anybody else who could have pictures like this for their listing? Or would you happen to know anybody else who would appreciate this too? You know, you're just referencing back to that. Oh, I'm so happy that we got under contract in 2 days. Yeah, that's just how we roll. I mean, and I'm just speaking in my language, but of course, put it in whatever context you normally talk in. But yeah, that's just how we roll. Do you know anybody else who needs to sell their house quickly? You know, those are things that you can say right on the spot to get them to pass that referral over. It doesn't always have to be at the end of the transaction, you know. And I tell people this all the time. I even tell my team this. Yeah, people are closing, so they're like happy that they're closing. But if you think about it, at the end of the transaction is the time where anything can go wrong. Anything can go wrong. A number can be off on the closing disclosure, on the closing statement. The movers could be running late. They're not getting as much money as they thought because something was different on something. Like anything can happen. It's high stress. The last thing that they're thinking about is passing you a referral. We're asking them to take a picture in front of a sign, and they're like, "Let me go because I'm ready to go move in my house." You know, so you know, use these other times to your advantage. And again, they happen so often. They happen so often. You know, even in your situation, Kelly. Yeah, the lady was frustrated, and you know, as you were talking to her about the things that you did well, and Kelly, you did great, and blah blah blah. Well, would you happen to know anybody else who I could potentially assist right now until things settle down here? You know, turn that into an opportunity to receive a referral from them. Does that make sense, y'all?
Yep.
Awesome. So let me just go over some more trigger events. So let's just say that you are doing a really, and like a trigger event is just something that you're doing well, that your client is probably appreciating you doing. And so providing consistent follow-ups and feedback, you know, to where the client doesn't necessarily have to reach out to you because you're already on top of it. You know, people love that. Commonly, they're going to say, oh, wow, you're really on top of it. You know, you got it. And y'all feel free to treat this like an actual business. Like, how many times have you gone into a store and after you've checked out, they say, you know, hey, here's our survey and we're offering this, and, you know, is there anything that I could have did better? Or how many times have you eaten at a restaurant and you can just really tell that server is going above and beyond? Like, oh, I want to tip them a lot of money. You know, these things happen in our business too. We're performing for them. I mean, you can go to a restaurant and they can make you feel like they're a best friend, but guess what? They're just doing their job. They're doing their job well. You know, and it's the same thing for us. We don't necessarily need to become the best friends. And there's certain clients, like, and this is off the record, but there's certain clients that I would never want to talk to again. Like, I never want to see them again. Don't let me see you on the street because I might not act like I, you know, like there are certain people that I could care less. But guess what? When I was doing that deal, they couldn't tell not one bit, because I was performing, I was doing my job. And that's the same thing with these things. Don't be afraid to look for these trigger moments whenever you are, let's just say after you deliver the brochures and stuff, and they're looking at these brochures that you put in the house, and they're looking at this professional photography, and they're seeing this nice looking sign you put outside, and you have it smelling good in there, and like they're just in a good mood. Like, this is an overall good visit from you, Chasten. There goes a trigger. Who else can I do this for? You know, who do you know right now? Has any name or number come across your desk? Whatever it is, like, I have them in a good mood, and so I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna be smiling and I'm gonna be hee-heeing and cracking jokes, and I'm gonna go in for that referral too. You know, so it's just part of the business. It's just part of the business, and we have to do this with our current business, because once these deals close, that's it. I mean, it's back to the drawing board for you, unless you use these moments and really suck the most out of them. Really, like Brian. I mean, you have these 2 listings and 1 buyer. If you're servicing these listings and this buyer right, you should at least be able to pull 1, if not 2 deals out of this combination you got going on. You know, so that way you still have stuff going, and it's not just once it closes, it's done. Johnny, you have deals in escrow right now, and from what I remember, I think you got those deals under contract pretty quickly. So perfect opportunities for you to be pulling out more referrals from them. You know, make this part of your actual process. So the first thing is set that expectation. Set it up front. Set it up front how you work, how you do business. Your business thrives on referrals. You need referrals. I'm going to be asking you for referrals. You know, even in the buyer's appointment, you know, when they're excited, when they're good to go, when they're excited to work with you. Hey, is there anybody that you know that you want to bring along this journey with you? You know, whatever it is, like, look for those trigger moments. So you're going to set that expectation. Then look for those referral moments. That's the second step. Look for those referral moments. Listen at those keywords. And then lastly, go in for it. Ask for the referral. Okay, you have to ask for it. You notice, if you don't ask for it, they're not going to give it. I mean, don't assume just because you do a good job that they're going to refer you to somebody. You know, I mean, they're not necessarily working for us. But if you ask them, you know, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. And here's the trick with asking. Let them answer. All right. Don't think that the conversation just got so awkward that, you know, like, oh, do you have something, you know, and I'm just using simple terms. Do you have a referral for me? And you're sitting there scared that they're going to say no. And so, you know, then you jump back in there. Oh, well, you know, whenever you like think of somebody, like, no, let them answer. Sit there and look at them. Sit there and wait for them to answer. And you'd be so surprised, because it puts them in a position to where, gosh, well, this is the fourth time that she's asked me this. Who do I know? Let me pull out my phone. Like, just wait for them to answer. You know, it's no harm done. Whoever, the agents who always try to answer so quickly, they kill the moment because they feel like it's gone awkward when it's not awkward. The people are just needing to answer, and you just got to give them time. So, hey, yeah. So always feel free to go in and close for the business. Ask and you shall receive. All right, that's the whole name of the game. So this week, I want y'all to put your glasses on, and I really want you to look for these trigger moments and these opportunities in your business. You know, when you're interacting with people, your past clients, your current clients, networking events, whatever, listen and look for these trigger moments. And when you find one, I want y'all to ask for one referral. Okay? Try it and report back and let me know how it goes. All right. Does all that make sense for you?
Yep.
Okay. Who's going to actually do it?
I definitely will. I don't have a problem asking. I know how much I've done for the clients, so I think they're kind of expecting that. So it's just a matter of asking.
Yeah. And you know, something that I noticed, it's like when people try to flip flop from being, oh, like I'm running a business, but then now I'm your friend, and now things are personal. And then when things get real, they just want to say, oh, it's not personal, it's just business. You know, no, run your business like a business from the start. You know, this is part of your process. When you're setting expectations on, you know, communication, you're going to hear from me 3 times a week, or, you know, whatever the case is. This is just another expectation for you to set. When you're letting them know what to look forward to, this is something to let them know to look forward to as well. When you make it part of your process, and when you tell them ahead of time, it doesn't come off as a surprise. It doesn't come off so just like, oh, where did that come from? Or, oh, she's just trying to get more money out of me. Or, oh, this and that. It comes off as part of your process because you let them know ahead of time. The same way I let them know, hey, we're going to do this. When that comes up, it's not a surprise because it was part of my process. You know, I do this every time because I told you at the first meeting that I do this. I clearly wasn't making it up. This is the way things are, instead of it looking like I'm making up things as we go. So integrate this into your actual process. What questions, concerns, hesitations do y'all have about asking for current client referrals? Okay, well, we about to blow this out of the water this week then.
So if they don't know anyone that's actively looking to sell or buy, what you know, and they say, look, I don't really know anyone that wants to buy or sell. You know, how do you kind of take that conversation to the next level, just to say, well, just anybody, you know?
No. So what I'll do is I'll just get them to agree to keep a lookout for anybody. So hey, well, would you mind just keeping an ear out? Would you mind, you know, keeping an eye out? Anybody who you may encounter this week, and I'll just circle back around on it next week.
Okay.
So what that does psychologically is it's like, okay, I got another week to get him a referral. But you know, I mean, it's just kindly asking. You know, would you mind keeping an ear out? Anybody who you encounter, all that kind of stuff. And then when it actually happens, when they're sitting in the beauty shop or something, and somebody's bringing up buying a house or selling a house, like just because you said that line, it's automatically going to trigger to, oh yeah, Brian told me to, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So okay. That's how I would do that. And, you know, tell people that it's okay. I'll just ask next week, or I'll just circle back around next week, or I'll you know, give you a week or whatever. Always put some type of like, I'm going to ask you again on this date, because what is that doing? It's setting that expectation. It's literally setting the expectation again. So, you know, feel free. I mean, and it's just a casual conversation. It's just part of your business. And again, we're doing it at these trigger moments, you know, so, I mean, they're in a good state of mind. So it's, you don't want to make it to where it's like, oh, he got me this offer and I'm unhappy about it because it's $50,000 low, and then he want to ask me for more business. Like, no. You want to do it at that moment when they receive that offer that's $50,000 below, but they say, I'm glad you at least got me this because I wasn't thinking I can get anything. That would be a trigger moment, you know. All right, what else, y'all? I got a little free time on me, because that actually went a little bit quicker than I thought it was gonna go. So, anything that has come up lately, any objections you've been receiving, anything that you want to see how to handle?
Yeah. One thing, you know, the Facebook ads where you have the engagements and then it says views, shares, and so forth. But when I click on them, it doesn't take me back to the individuals who actually did it. I can't figure out who's sharing, who's clicking, or anything.
Absolutely, and you're not going to be able to. So they're not going to give you a list of names and email addresses of people who are interacting. The only thing that you can do, though, is you can create an audience with those people in there. So basically, you can tell Facebook that, hey, now I want to create a new ad, but I only want to target people who have interacted with this ad. Okay, and you can do it that way to stay in front of those people. That's a form of retargeting. So that way, instead of it just being that one ad to keep showing to all different people, you can take the audience that interacted with that one ad and create a new ad for them to where they'll only see that ad, and Facebook will only show it to those people because they interacted with that previous one.
But I still won't know those people.
You won't know those people until you get them to your page to fill out something. And so that's the goal of it. You want to get them to give you their information, but Facebook is not going to secretly do that behind their back. They're going to have to opt in to whatever you're offering. So your next thing, since you're getting clicks and since you're getting likes and stuff, you want to figure out how to transition those people over to you getting that contact information. So are they going to your, I mean, are you sending them to a landing page? Are you taking them somewhere? You know, what is the next step that you want them to do?
So it is going to a landing page. I partnered with Go Social, who posts for me. And so when you click on it, it sends you to a page where you see I'm the realtor and it's da-da-da-da-da, and it has contact me and all that kind of stuff on there. Okay. And so they read the article and stuff, but they haven't went to the next step. And so I want to engage with these people because now, okay, I got your attention. Now I'm trying to get them to the next step, whether that's answering questions or anything where I can interact with any of them.
Right. So you need to have something more compelling for them to want to do that. And so you're sending them to a blog article and it just happens to have your information on the page, but there's nothing really that is probably pressing enough on that page to make them want to contact you. Okay. There's nothing attractive enough. So what I want you to do is read back or like go and rewatch the lesson on like lead magnets and because we like talked about setting up lead magnets and ebooks and landing pages to where you can offer them something in exchange for their information.
Okay.
Because that's going to be probably the only way that you can get that, unless somebody just happens to click on that page and reads this article and says, you know, gosh, I just want to contact this realtor right now, you know. But other than that, it's most likely going to be you offering them something in exchange for something.
Okay. All right.
Hey, and I actually, on that, Darlene, I have a like landing page where if you fill it out, you get a home valuation.
Uh-huh.
And if you never heard of it, there's this thing called Nextdoor. It's like an app.
Okay.
And online too. It's like Facebook, but it's specifically just your neighborhood.
Right.
And you go make an account in your neighborhood. And what I did was I put, hey, 77066, that's my zip code, is booming. Check this out to see what your home is worth. And I mean, I got like 80 leads from it in like 3 weeks, and I'm still working the leads now. So I got a ton of appointments. A lot are just kind of curious, but you fill up your little your drip campaigns, and you get a ton of new contacts to drip on and to like work. So that's a kind of a viable option for you there.
So Nextdoor.
Nextdoor, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I will say that I got a couple angry people, just a few, and they're just like, oh, they're just using it to collect your information. But I'd say like 90% of the interactions were like, nice people, legitimate people requesting information. So, I definitely look into that if you're trying
to. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to time block that.
Yes. Yes, we love time blocking. It was so funny because I recently hired a new personal assistant probably around like a month and a half ago, and we have a mutual friend, and so he was recommended through the mutual friend, and so I was talking to the mutual friend shortly after I had hired him, probably like a week or so later, and I was like, so what does he think of the job? And, like, has he like given you any feedback on it and everything? And he's like, no, but he did say like your life moves minute to minute and he's never seen anything like that. Like, yes, it absolutely does. But that's called time blocking, like it's literally minute to minute. I know at all minutes of the day what I'm going to be doing, how long I'm going to be doing it for. And when that's up, I move on to the next thing, like, yeah, it's just not time for play. So, we got to keep it moving. But yeah, time blocking is definitely important. If y'all haven't taken the time out to watch the time blocking video, I would highly recommend that you do it. It's in the back portal, because there's some stuff in there that can help you out, especially when you start managing multiple deals and starting to feel overwhelmed. This takes a huge weight off your shoulders.
It does. It has helped me tremendously because it keeps you from being scatterbrained, trying to work on everything at one time. No, this is your time. I had to get to the point where, no, this is the time I'm going to do it. And after that time, okay, that's it. I don't answer emails in the morning anymore. I wait till after lunch to answer emails unless it has to be something very important. And usually if it is, they'll text me.
Call. Yeah, text or call.
Or they'll call me. But other than that, no emails in the morning because I get distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, like today, I have my little thing right here. So coaching is supposed to be over in 3 minutes. And I go to lunch from 12 to 12:30. Then I do, and I have gotten so much done. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Awesome.
I have a quick question. And
Yep.
I think Johnny was I think I remember him. I don't. He like kind of brought out generating a bigger social media presence. Do you have any plans to talk about that kind of stuff? Like, for example, I really like your intro to your YouTube videos, and I mean, I don't even know who to even ask for that. You know, I'm pretty sure I can just Google for a couple hours and figure it out, but I didn't know if, you know, you were going to talk about that kind of stuff or not.
I can, if it's YouTube specifically. I did do we had a lesson on YouTube a couple weeks ago, and I went into just, you know, kind of some fundamentals. So it should be back there, but I can do more so general social media. So building your social media presence from a branding standpoint, and, you know, how to market, what to market, all that kind of stuff. So we can actually do that next week. So next week.
Okay. Well, I mean, if everybody's okay with that, I think, yeah, the branding part is what I'm interested in. Just like me, as a person, you know, I don't want it to be so real estate centric. I just want it to be more like branding myself. So yeah, I didn't know if you had anything in the pipeline that was going to be hardcore that.
Well, let's do that then. Let's make it more branding focused then. Because I mean, social media is kind of like what you make it. But
yeah,
we'll make it more branding focused, and kind of building the perfect brand or your ideal brand, and actually have a lesson on that already, and so it'll be great to swoop into. So cool. All right. Anybody else have anything quickly?
And so in that I do. And in that quick section that you're going to do next week in the branding, will you give us, I don't know what, referrals to people who can help us create a YouTube entrance? Because I'm not creative. I'm just going to be, I'm organized. I can organize things, but far as creating things that pop and transition and do all, I'm not good at that. I will pay somebody to do that.
It's hard. I can make myself creative, but that's really hard to consistently be creative and unique every single time, multiple times a day.
But Jason, didn't you graduate from marketing?
No. I mean, I went to school for marketing. But, you know, they didn't teach all this stuff.
You didn't get a marketing degree?
No, I didn't get.
But creative people went to marketing.
You know, maybe what I can do is talk to my guy who does my stuff, and I'll see if he can work something out for y'all. I mean, it won't be free, but I'll negotiate a good rate for those of y'all who are interested in maybe getting something, getting him to create a video for you or an intro, something like that.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have anything?
You're past your time.
Okay. All right. Well, if anything comes up during the week, feel free to post it in the group, and I look forward to chatting with y'all on Monday.
All right. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.